Imagine launching a new business where every step you take is designed to minimize risk, maximize learning, and build momentum. Picture having a roadmap that takes you from idea to impact, enabling you to launch quickly, adapt effortlessly, and grow exponentially. This isn't just a fantasy, it's the promise of The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, a book that has transformed the ways startups and even established businesses operate. By using the Lean Startup method, entrepreneurs learn how to innovate with agility, minimize waste, and drive sustainable growth. If you're an entrepreneur looking to take control of your future, this book offers the roadmap you need to turn your vision into reality. Here's an in-depth look at The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Let's dive in. About the author. Eric Ries is a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and thought leader in innovation and lean methodologies. Early in his career, Ries co-founded a tech startup that eventually failed, but that failure fueled his obsession with finding better ways to build successful companies. From this journey, the Lean Startup methodology was born. His approach is rooted in agile development, customer feedback, and rapid experimentation, strategies that have been adopted by startups and large companies alike, such as Dropbox and General Electric. Ries's insights aren't just for technology companies. They're designed for anyone aiming to build a product or service in the most efficient, customer-focused way possible. Introduction: The Lean Startup Methodology. At its core, the Lean Startup aims to answer a crucial question. How can you create a business that is both innovative and efficient? Ries argues that success isn't just about having a great idea. It's about knowing how to test and evolve that idea. The Lean Startup methodology provides a structure for launching quickly, learning from customers, and pivoting when necessary. This process is broken down into a series of steps that allows companies to iterate rapidly and refine their offerings based on real-world data. Ries's philosophy challenges traditional business models by rejecting the build it and they will come mindset, instead focusing on continuous feedback and adaptability. Key takeaway number 1: the build, measure, learn loop. The build, measure, learn cycle is the backbone of the Lean Startup. This loop allows entrepreneurs to launch with a minimum viable product, MVP, gather customer feedback, and then refine their offerings. Here's how it works. Build. Instead of spending months perfecting a product, you start by building a simplified version, your MVP. This version allows you to test your assumptions and get customer reactions before a full launch. Measure. Once the MVP is out, you collect data on how customers are interacting with it. Are they finding value? Is it solving a problem for them? Measurement here is key because it reveals what aspects of the product are resonating with users and which aren't. Learn. With data in hand, you analyze and decide on the next steps. If the feedback shows potential, you can double down. If not, it may be time to pivot or adjust the product based on what you've learned. A powerful example is Dropbox, which initially launched a simple MVP in the form of a video demonstration to test interest. The response was overwhelming, validating the demand for an easy-to-use file-sharing platform. Only after this validation did Dropbox begin full-scale development, saving time and resources. Key takeaway number 2: validated learning. One of the most innovative ideas in the Lean Startup is validated learning, a process of testing and proving your assumptions through real customer interactions. Validated learning is about using customer feedback to refine your product in measurable ways. Ries teaches that every feature, change, or enhancement should be tested to confirm it adds value before it's fully adopted. Think about it this way. Instead of investing in extensive market research, the Lean Startup method suggests building and releasing small, testable versions of your product. It's about learning what customers really want, not what you assume they want. This principle has helped companies like Airbnb, which initially tested its service with just a few listings to gauge demand before scaling up. Key takeaway number 3: minimum viable product, MVP. The MVP is perhaps the most famous concept from the Lean Startup. An MVP is a simplified version of a product that allows a startup to test its assumptions with minimal investment. By focusing on essential features, the MVP lets you launch quickly and start gathering feedback right away. In the early days of Airbnb, the founders launched their platform with a minimal number of listings and basic functionality, allowing them to validate demand without over-investing. By doing so, they were able to see if people would actually book rooms in strangers' homes. The overwhelming interest validated their idea, and they continued to refine and expand based on real user feedback. Creating an MVP also means embracing imperfection. Instead of aiming for polished, fully featured products, Rise suggests launching something that's good enough to start learning. This approach can save businesses thousands of dollars and months of development time. Key takeaway number 4, pivot or persevere. Once you have an MVP in the market and validated learning data in hand, you reach a decision point. Pivot or persevere. If customer feedback and data show that your initial idea is on the right track, you can continue building on it. If the response is lukewarm or reveals a significant problem, it might be time to pivot, changing some aspect of the product, the target audience, or even the business model. Instagram's journey is a prime example of a pivot. The company initially launched as a check-in app called Bourbon, but noticed that users were mostly using its photo sharing feature. The founders made the decision to pivot, focusing solely on photos. This pivot turned out to be game-changing, transforming Instagram into one of the most popular apps in the world. Pivoting isn't failure. It's adapting to what customers actually want. This adaptability is essential for any business looking to succeed in a competitive landscape. Key takeaway number 5, innovation accounting. In the Lean Startup, Rise introduces innovation accounting, a method of measuring progress in a startup. Traditional metrics like revenue or profit might be too slow or irrelevant for early-stage startups. Instead, innovation accounting focuses on actionable metrics, data that directly impacts decision-making. Rise recommends using metrics like customer acquisition costs, customer retention rates, and user engagement. For example, if a startup is testing a new feature, they might measure the percentage of users who engage with it rather than just tracking page views. This focus on actionable metrics keeps the team aligned with customer needs and avoids vanity metrics that can be misleading. For instance, measuring the number of active users rather than just downloads gives a clearer picture of whether customers find real value in the product. By tracking these kinds of metrics, companies can make data-driven decisions that drive genuine growth. Conclusion: embrace lean thinking. The Lean Startup isn't just a book, it's a movement that's transformed how businesses think about innovation. Eric Ries' approach teaches that successful entrepreneurship is about building quickly, learning rapidly, and being willing to change direction if necessary. Whether you're launching a product, refining a service, or scaling a startup, Lean Startup principles give you a clear path to test assumptions, reduce waste, and maximize growth. So, are you ready to implement Lean Startup principles in your business? Remember, innovation is a journey, not a destination. It's about constant improvement and being open to feedback. Let us know in the comments if you're ready to apply these methods and start making smarter moves for your business. Quiz time. Which of the following best describes the build, measure, learn loop? A. Launching a polished product before testing. B. Testing a simple MVP with real customers, gathering feedback and refining the product. C. Waiting until full-scale development to gather customer data. Drop your answer in the comments and reflect on how these principles can transform your business approach. Excited to make the Lean Startup principles part of your business journey? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, hit like, subscribe, and smash the bell icon for more insights from Blueprint for Business Mastery. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.